Well, hello, everyone, and thanks for joining me. It is November 28th, 2024. If you live in the United States of America, happy Thanksgiving. Maybe it's time to make America grateful again. If you live in Canada, well, then happy Thursday, November 28th, 2024, or somewhere else in the world where they don't celebrate U.S. Thanksgiving. Today is a day to think about people we care about, think about people that we love, think about people that we are grateful for. And I believe there's so much to be grateful for in this Internet Mastery community. Our coaches, our software developers, and our Internet Mastery community, our prep center, just all of you together comprise such an incredible environment of positivity and of entrepreneurship and of determination as you are starting and growing your own Amazon e-commerce business. Wherever you are in this journey, understand that everybody starts at zero, and there's always going to be struggles and challenges and issues, so that you understand those issues occur regardless of whether you're brand new or whether you've sold millions of dollars on Amazon. Whenever we have issues and challenges, we always feel like they are 911 emergencies, and sometimes they are. But when we look back in time, we're able to recognize that they really weren't so bad. They were just a minor speed bump. So I'm very grateful for all of you. I'm very grateful for everybody on our team. One of the things I really want you to think about is why it takes a holiday like Thanksgiving for us to be thankful and grateful and appreciative. Now, there's lots of people that are grateful all year long, but we don't necessarily express it the same way. For example, in a few months from now, it's going to be Valentine's Day. And what do men typically do on Valentine's Day? They buy women flowers. I think it's a great thing to do, but my question is, and I've always wondered, why do we only celebrate on the holidays where someone tells us we should be celebrating? I think about birthdays. Why do we only celebrate our birthday once a year? What if we celebrated our birthday every day? What if we lived every day as if it was our birthday? What if we treated people every day as if it was Valentine's Day or Mother's Day or Father's Day? What if we had the gratitude that we have on Thanksgiving every day, all year long? The world would be a better place. And it just reminds me that sometimes we forget about what we have. I think about where we are in this business right now, and I'm reminded that we're always looking for the next best thing, the next best Spirivals update, the next best AI tool, the next best event, the next best strategy to go to the next level, whatever that is. But in reality, what we have is so good. And I can compare what we have now to when we started. Now, we have a lot of you that have started 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 6 years ago. And sometimes I hear things like, well, if I only knew then what I know now, if you would have only showed me this then, I would have been more successful at the beginning. I agree, except we didn't know that then. And the tools, for example, weren't an option or weren't available back then. And so understand, I've been in this space specifically now for 21 years, initially starting with eBay. And it was like the wild, wild west. I mean, there was no PayPal when I started on eBay, and internet was dial-up. I mean, it would take a day and a half for pictures to download on the internet, or at least that's what it seemed. There were no digital cameras. So when we were making sales online, we would have to take pictures with a film camera, get those pictures developed, scan the pictures into some way of getting them into the computer, and then upload those photos. I mean, it was a very different world back then. And it's continued to evolve and it's continued to change. Then I can think about what it was like when I first started on Amazon in 2014. Back then, there were 14 million Prime buyers. So Amazon had been building that process of Amazon Prime for 2 or 3 years before I got into the Amazon space in a big way. But now there's 152 million Prime buyers. So back then, if you were doing FBA, that was a big deal. Today, if you're not doing FBA, well, then you're hindering your sales. And so here we are going into the single best time of the year to generate revenue on Amazon in your business. And I want to just prepare you what to expect, because it can actually be a little bit of a letdown if your expectations are too high. We are approaching Amazon Prime Day. Now, Amazon Prime Day doesn't mean the same thing that it used to. And I know that because Amazon launched Amazon Prime Day deals a week ago. Literally a week before Black Friday, which is supposedly the day after US Thanksgiving. Amazon launched pre-Prime Day deals. So they've elongated this process, which means we're not going to see the spike we might normally see. You'll see a spike for sure. I mean, I've sold more on Amazon today than I sold all of yesterday. It's a definite spike, but it isn't the spike that we've had in years past, because in years past, there was no Prime Day the week before Prime Day. Prime Day started on Prime Day, and then Prime Day started on Thanksgiving. Now Prime Day starts in September in some cases. I mean, it is a build up, and sometimes it ends up being a little bit of a letdown. Now we got Prime Day, and then we have a little lull, and then we have Cyber Monday. And Cyber Monday is always an exciting day. And then what does that lead to? Well, we already know what's going to happen because history has a way of repeating itself. Cyber Monday becomes Cyber Week. And then Cyber Week becomes Cyber Month. And that takes us all the way through the end of the year. So I would expect to see an increase in business. But I'm not sure you're going to see, if you've done this in the past, as big a spike. I think what you might see is just more consistent sales on a daily basis. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm just giving you what I think is what's going to happen. Now, how well you do during this holiday period is going to ultimately be determined by how much inventory you've sent into Amazon in the last 3 or 4 months. For those of you that are just starting down this journey, you're not going to see a spike at all because you're just starting. You're just beginning sending your inventory in. You need to understand that people who have been through this path before, or those of you that are going through it for the first time but are prepared, have been sending hundreds and in some case thousands of items in to Amazon in preparation for making these sales during this holiday time frame. Now, what I am excited about more than anything is 2 things. Number one, the retail arbitrage buying opportunity. Not how much we sell in the next 4 to 6 weeks, but our ability to buy. And you might have heard me say this before, but the profit that we make in business is not based on what we sell something for. It's based on what we pay for it. This is going to be a very competitive season. And that means that retailers are going to even further discount their merchandise to try to sell it. So our opportunity to buy inventory, even if we don't sell it right away, we don't sell it till January and February, is extraordinary. And the closer you get to Christmas, the better the deals. Now, that doesn't mean you should wait, because a lot of the really good inventory will be sold out by then. So this is an incredible buying opportunity. And if I can give you one tip, we are blessed inside of our Internet Mastery community that we have this amazing SpyRivals tool. And I know so many people use SpyRivals X. In fact, SpyRivals X is our most used tool in our community. But at the end of the day, SpyRivals AI, or SpyRivals 3.0 as it's called right now, is far more powerful and does many more things. And one of the things that it does, and it's the only tool on the planet that does this, is it shows you the average selling price of the last 30 days and the last year. This is really important because if you're buying items on clearance, you're buying items on sale, but you're looking at the pricing on Amazon, you might find that everything that you're looking at potentially is not profitable. Why is that? Well, that's because it's this time of the year. It's not just on the retail sites where everything is discounted, but it's on Amazon where everything is also significantly discounted. So you may look at a particular item, let's just call it a candle, and that candle is available at Bed Bath & Beyond. Let's say we can get the candles are $26 each. You can buy one, get one free, and get 30% off. So that would be 26, half of that is 13, 30% off. That's roughly $10 a candle. I know my math is not perfect. I just want to give you a little example. So you take that $10 candle and you bring it over to Amazon, and you see that the pricing on Amazon right now, currently, is anywhere between $10 and $12 a candle. It's selling well, but it's not profitable. So in that moment, what are you going to do? You're going to eliminate that as a potential deal. You're going to see this in your BOLO deals. You're going to see this in all the product sourcing that you do. But don't discount that deal. What you want to do is you want to head over to SpyRivals and take a look at the historical pricing. I'm not talking about the graphs. I'm talking about the AI calculations that is only available within SpyRivals. And that will show you the last 30 days of what that item is selling for. And it will also show you the last 365 days. So if you're noticing that the last 30 days is in that $10 to $13 range, that's totally fine. Why? Because you're not going to be selling it during the holidays. You're going to be selling it in January and February and beyond. Remember that whatever you buy now will most likely not get to and be available on Amazon by Christmas anyway. So we're not sourcing, which was point number 2, we're not sourcing for Christmas any longer. We're sourcing for January and February. And you might find that that candle that's currently selling for $12 or $13 right now, in the last 365 days, has averaged somewhere between $26 and $32. You can get those candles for $10 each. Now, again, I'm just using candles as a metaphor. This works with all products that you're looking at. This is the more in-depth information that you need to understand and learn. When people say to me, oh yeah, I could just do this on my own. Of course you can. We wish you the best of success. I mean, I hope it works out really well for you. But when you don't have the tools, there's no way to get this information. It's impossible. And this makes a huge difference. This is a key factor, not just what's selling or how many are selling. We get all of that. I know you understand that at this point. But having that last 30 days and that last year price point, to be able to understand what that means and to be able to buy now at a low price, knowing you're not going to be selling it now, but you're going to be selling it later. And then the people that don't buy it now, because they don't understand this concept, when they go to buy those candles in January, they're going to be back to $26 a piece. You will have paid $10 for them. So the ability to get your inventory low priced right now is powerful. Now, where there's one catch or caveat is if the item that you are looking to buy is sold in used condition. So right now, the tool does not have the ability to calculate the pricing based on new condition only. Now, I'm going to give you 2 examples. If you're selling candles, don't worry about it. Why? Because you can't sell used candles on Amazon. You can't sell used shampoo. There's a lot of things you just can't sell used. However, one of the most popular categories on Amazon is video games. You can't sell, you can sell used video games on Amazon. And when you go to the Amazon detail page, you'll be able to see which items are in the used condition or the new condition. They separate them out. But the average historical pricing are based on total sales. It's not there's no way to determine just the new sales at this point within the tool. We're hoping to change that. We haven't come up with a solution yet. So just be conscious of that, regardless of the time of the year. If you're using the historical pricing to determine your future opportunities, you might be missing opportunities if you are selling video games or electronics that can be sold in the used categories. So this is a very important time of the year. I would strongly discourage you, all of you, from even thinking about buying wholesale right now. Wholesale vendors are not interested in opening new accounts, and wholesale vendors are not interested in taking new orders because the wholesale vendors are too busy trying to get all their orders still fulfilled for the holidays that were placed many, many months ago. So I just want to discourage you from doing that. I want to just point out for those of you that were using Spy Rivals in the last couple of days, probably 3 or 4 days ago, and you were getting an error when you were using Spy Rivals X to list your item. That error was coming directly from Amazon. It was not a Spy Rivals issue. It was an issue that Amazon was having. And that issue has been resolved. It was not happening in Spy Rivals. The main Spy Rivals 3.0 was happening simply in Spy Rivals X. So a new version of Spy Rivals X was launched to the Chrome store to make sure that everybody had the latest workaround. Just in case Amazon had an issue, we created a workaround to make sure that Amazon issues weren't going to be impacting us in terms of that process of being able to list the item. When you go to your new detail page and Spy Rivals X loads, you'll know you have the latest version of Spy Rivals X. If you see the little loader, this is a really cool feature. When Spy Rivals X is loading, you'll see little dots loading in the Spy Rivals X graphic. If you don't see that, then you should go to your Chrome extensions and download the latest version. But typically, Chrome extensions will automatically update themselves. One of the other options is if you just quit your Chrome browser and restart the browser, that causes the extension to update as well. Mine automatically updated. I did not have to update the extension, but that was one of the ways to work around the issue that Amazon was having. So it was minor. However, it is what it is, and we get to deal with Amazon all the time, and there's not a whole lot that we can do about it. So as we start to prepare and get closer and closer to 2025, it's not quite there yet, but it's almost there to start thinking about your goals, what you want to achieve, and how you want to get that done.